Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Well, hello there, radio peeps. Bob in 1KPR. All right, here's a quickie. I said I'd do this, and I did it, and don't complain. It took 2 more weeks, but I did it. If you look back at one of the very recent videos here on YouTube, delightful YouTube, you will see my peak and notch thing that we built. That's this top unit. Very quickly, what we did was we just wanted to emulate the old days of the Q multiplier, where you could dial up your Hammerland or whatever it was that had the Q multiplier in it and provide a peak or a notch for peak up the station you're listening to or notch out the guy that's next to you. Remember in the old days when there was a lot of SWL stuff on the 7 meg band, 6, 7, 9, 12, 15. Remember all that? And they're kind of dying away now, but still, I do a lot of AM DXing, so that was the impetus for me to re-invoke. Is that the correct parsing? I don't know. Re-invoke some kind of device to help my antenna feed the receiver better. Just like my doctor said, you're as healthy as your diet, and you perform as well as your diet. So here we go. I apply that to some of my little children here too as well. All right, so here's the original oldie. If you recall, we had the peak and the notch circuitry in there, and all the Q multiplier. I'm using the Preselector Preselector instead of mechanical variable air caps. And yeah, I go back and look at that video. You'll see it all. I built the complex one first. I kind of worked backwards, which is usually my mode. Bob tends to learn from his mistakes, then go back and do it the KISS way, do it nice and simple. But here's the whole unit, and yeah, go take a look at that and see how that silly thing works. Right now, I'm going to show you my new version that's a lot simpler, a lot friendlier, and the main difference is 2 things. And do you want to know what they are? Well, you got to wait a second. I'm going to get rid of the old guy. Hang on. Yeah, that was like magic, huh? That hang on took me about 30 seconds, and through the magic of digital recording, you didn't have to suffer through it. So, all right, the main differences are what? I got rid of the notching, and we're just doing the peaking. And there you are, the Preselector. Let me turn it on.
Candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find
turn down the radio. And same scheme, as you can see. If we could find a focus over here. Focus on that, please. Yeah, I don't know. Someday you got to get a good camera, Bob, and a good director, and a good producer, and a good stage. Anyhow, we're using the new guidelines for indicator lights, which are, I'll go very quickly, green is on or operational, and red is off. I don't know if we have any reds going here. There's a red for the antenna signal. Standby is going to be yellow or amber, just like a traffic light. If you're smart, you see amber, you'll stop. I'm not going to get into that. So we've gotten rid of the notch, and we just have the peak, which we're calling selector, Preselector. I added, because there's a bunch of, not a bunch, but there's several guys that had me build units for them, a 10 meg up converter, which we also included a 500 kilohertz low pass filter. So if you're chasing NDBs or doing low for stuff in the ham band and all that, You can invoke the 500, and everything from the beginning of the broadcast band all the way up to 30, 60 megs is gone. Everything's gone. You're just good from half a meg down. That's very handy when you're doing low, weak signal and low power communications and loafer work. When you flip to 10, you add 10 megahertz to whatever you want to receive, and you go over here to your receiver, and you see where I'm receiving 960 kilohertz. That would become 10 megs, then the dot, then 960. And that's where receivers work a lot better. You get down into the low bands, even with these, there's the Watkins Johnson, the micro-controlled one, and here's its older brother, the non-micro-controlled. As good as these things are, they're much better up in the mid-range of their operating bands. Believe me, it's so true. So instead of trying to receive on 960 there, if I go to 10 megs at 960, it's much better. And if you're doing AM DXing or weak signal ham stuff or SWLing, man, you have to try it to see. That's all. You can believe me or not believe me, but when you get there, you'll believe me. Okay, the usual stuff. We put in signal input. Now, the other one, what did we have on the other one? Let's see. Well, we had a selector. All right. Did you get dizzy? I got dizzy. Source impedance. Same thing. We got a choke. I don't know if you can see it down inside the little can there, right here. This is toroid. Let me pop that. There you go. Is that easy? All right. And the preamp over here. I'll put that back. We're shielding everything just for EMI. It's not EMP proof, but we're getting there. Over on this side, we've got the Pre-Selector Circuitry with the BAT Varactors. BAT 112 is great device. Throw out all your error variables. No, I don't want any bad emails. Stop it. I'm just kidding. And the converter. It's a, I can't pull the cover on this. It's screwed down. It's a 602 converter, and it has a 10 meg crystal in there. We're rock bound to 10 megs. It's very accurate, and that works nicely. And of course, as I always preach, clean power supplies. As you can see, this one has we're coming in there at well, it says 20 volts. It's actually about 24 volts DC into the regulator. We do some filtering. These two caps are part of this choke in a pi configuration. So we come out of the regulated filter at 12 volts from 24. We're knocking that voltage way down, so we're down into very clean DC off of the hashy peaks that are riding up on top of the ripple. And that Pi network does a great job. And it brings me down over to here. If you can see the red wires going to that little copper strip, that's the filtered B plus or VCC. And that, again, you've heard me say this before in other videos, but that is sub-millivolt ripple on the VCC line. We're talking about a third of a millivolt, somewhere around there. That's super clean. And again, the old mantra, I'll say it too many times. We're coming in on the 4 antenna ports, the switched antenna ports. We're coming in at microvolts, guys. Sometimes less than a microvolt. We're feeding it with 12 volts. That's 12 million to 1. All right. Did that sink in? Okay. 12 million to 1. How much ripple are you going to tolerate at a 12 million to 1 over to 1 microvolt? Look at the ratio. So you want it clean. I mean, if you've got I don't know, like a switching power supply, 100 or 150 millivolts of ripple. Are you kidding? You don't want that. You wouldn't take that to the casino with you. Those are terrible ratios. All right, back to this. What we did in the old one was we had an output splitter or a multi-coupler to run 4 radios. Here, I decided to do it with discrete switching. So, as you can see, yellow, the old Retma code, yellow's in, blue is output, and there's the 4 blues coming out. The inside wiring, not terribly, get out of the way here. I don't know if you want more light. Do you want more light? Yeah. I'll tip this over, so now you're looking at it upside down. But the wiring's not terrible. I think the worst thing, I had to run a ribbon cable from this rotary switch. This is a switch that selects the bands for the Preselector here. And again, we're not focusing, but maybe if you use binoculars or something, you can see that. So that when we change the band, how you do this with the wrong hand? Yeah, it doesn't matter which hand I use, you're not going to see it. You can see the little light turn. See, I need a tripod. Somebody want to send me a tripod? Okay. All right. And so I wanted indicators rather than trying to read the little numbers on the scale here. I wanted to be able to see. Come on. I wanted to be able to see what band we're working in. I bet you if you turn the lights off, it'll focus. You want to bet? Yep. There's another thing you don't want to take to Vegas with you. Well, anyhow, those are the bands. That's lit up because of the light behind it. See, it's off. All right. Anyhow, I wanted to be able to see that easy, so we put these indicators. The switch has no markings on it at all, and you could see where you are. And the scales are, believe it or not, from 800, 8 to 3, and then 3 to 8. That's how it works out with the LC arrangements with the Preselector up here. And there is overlap. So if you're working at, say, 3 megs, see it right there, kind of. If you're working with 3 megs, and you go up to this one where it says 3 megs, the next band, there is overlap, so you're not going to lose something exactly at 3 megs. I don't know. We added these very clean. Bob's proud of his. Well, I kind of designed it, but then I developed it by trial and error, so it's empirical work. But I've got these 2 transistor preamps that I'm building now that are very quiet, and the important part, very high dynamic range, so that you get some big signals coming in, you're not going to hurt them. You're not going to get into intermod and distortion and images and all that stuff. They're going to handle it, and they're going to do exactly what they have to do, no matter what you throw at them. They're really, really good. Even if you're close to a tower, you're not going to soak them. If you were in that condition, say you're sitting under a 5 kilowatt transmitter or something, or you're in the van doing measurements for the studio, there is an attenuator in dB, and doggone it, we almost got focus there. And the preamp in dB, we go up to 15 there. So that's giving you 6 or 7 to 1 increase. You don't really want more than 15 dB. You're going to just clobber your receiver. Matter of fact, I could drive the Watkins Johnson into intermod with this thing. And if you're driving a military mil-spec type radio into intermod, you've got a lot of signal. All right, let's watch it work here. I'm not gonna turn the audio up because there's stupid copyright laws. I'll turn it up a little bit. You see where the S meter is peaked there. Now I'm gonna try I'm going to take you over here, and I'm just going to turn the tuning. You see, we're on band number 4 between 800 and 3 megs, 800K, 3 megs. All right, I'm going to be turning this. I don't have a split screen, but you could watch this. I've got the AGCs off, so we could use the Watkins Johnson as a piece of test equipment. All right, I'm going to tune. I'm just touching this knob. It's really, look at this. Right down to dead air. I'm going to go back the other way. I'm turning, going down toward the end of, it's 800K to 3 megs in this band. I'm turning down toward the 800. Remember, we're at 960. Up. Up. There's the peak. I'm going to continue to go past the peak. So, and I'll show you how much I turn the knob from here to about here. If you could hear the audio in the background drop. So for about 40 dB of selectivity, we had about that much rotation. Okay? All right, hang on a second. I'm going to set this up for the converter. Stand by. All right. Thanks for standing by. All right. I've invoked the up converter. See where it says plus 10 megs? We were off. Well, you can hear the radio. Let me turn that up. Right now we got nothing on the radio. I'm just going to flip. I'm looking through the lens. It's hard to do. Okay? I hear 2 stations. Oh my God. There goes the AM. See? That is 0, 0, 0, 0. Dead air. Turn that off. Let's pull the gain down a little so we're not hurting it. But look where I am. That same 960, but at 10 megs. And believe Uncle Bob, that radio is really performing in the 10 meg band much better than it was back at the half meg band. So, all right. Went really long. What didn't I say? Well, I probably didn't say goodbye. That's what you're waiting for. Any questions? Let me know. Email or in the comments. Like me, thumbs up me, subscribe to me, whatever you want to do. And I have a new YouTube channel, and it's called Ham Radio Doctor. How could you forget that? Ham Radio Doctor. I'm starting to move some videos over there. I just wanted something easier for people to access through smart TVs. If you have a voice command remote and you say in1 KPR to get my YouTube channel, you're going to get all kinds of crazy things because it does IN, 1, and then K, and it spells out KAY, and forget about it. So I did Ham Radio Doctor, and the remote understands it, and it'll take you right there. You'll have some fun. Or I'll put you to sleep, one or the other. Hey, listen, guys, I hope you got your shots. I hope you're all healthy and happy and enjoying the springtime. Springtime in Connecticut. Looks nice out there. We're going to have a lot of yard work pretty soon. We love you all. Take care. Be good. Stay perfect. Bye-bye.